China just dropped a trillion-dollar bombshell on the robotics industry. While the US is still debating AI regulation, China is literally betting the GDP of a small country on building robot armies. And that's just the beginning of today's mind-blowing AI news. What's up, Tech Fam? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the latest AI developments that are literally reshaping our world. Today we're diving into some massive funding rounds, game-changing AI tools, and developments that could fundamentally change how the internet works. So buckle up, because this is going to be wild. Let's start with the biggest news that has Silicon Valley shook. China's National Development and Reform Commission just announced they're launching a state-backed venture fund targeting up to 1 trillion yuan, that's roughly $138 billion, for robotics and AI development over the next 20 years. To put this in perspective, that's more than the entire GDP of countries like Kuwait or Ecuador. And get this, China already controls over half of the world's industrial robot installations. In just 10 years, they went from 1/5 to more than half of global demand. This isn't just about factory robots anymore. They're specifically targeting humanoid robots as a frontier technology. Companies like Galbot are already partnering with Hong Kong's government fund, and cities like Beijing and Shenzhen are launching their own multi-billion-dollar robotics funds. But the West isn't sitting idle. Figure AI, the humanoid robotics startup, just closed a massive $675 million funding round at a $2.6 billion valuation. The investor list reads like a who's who of tech titans. Jeff Bezos, Microsoft, Nvidia, OpenAI, and Intel Capital all threw money at this. And get this, Figure AI is already in talks for another round that could value them at $39.5 billion. That's a 15x increase in valuation in just 1 year. Meanwhile, Physical Intelligence, which is building universal AI software for any robot, raised $470 million from Jeff Bezos and OpenAI. Their vision? Create one AI brain that can control any robot, eliminating the need for task-specific programming. They went from a $400 million valuation to $2.4 billion in just 8 months. Now here's where things get really interesting. Remember when OpenAI acquired Jony Ive's startup for $6.5 billion? Well, court filings just revealed some juicy details about their first AI device. Here's what we know. It won't have a screen, it won't be wearable, and it definitely won't be like the failed Humane pin. So what is it? Industry insiders are betting on, wait for it, an AI-powered pen. Think about it. Jony Ive, the design genius behind the iPhone, loves minimalist design. A pen with AI capabilities, possibly with a projector at the top that can cast images onto surfaces. That's exactly the kind of revolutionary simplicity Ive is known for. Sam Altman said this device could contribute $1 trillion in value to OpenAI. Google just made Gemini Live free for everyone on Android and iOS. This isn't your grandmother's voice assistant. We're talking about natural, free-flowing conversations where you can literally interrupt the AI mid-sentence, just like talking to a human. But here's the game changer. Gemini Live is getting deep integration with your apps. Planning a night out? Just tell Gemini and it creates the event in your calendar. Craving pizza? It'll pull up the nearest spots from Google Maps. And for cars? Gemini is coming to Android Auto with the ability to control your entire infotainment system through natural conversation. They're also launching specialized models with native audio output in 24 languages, multiple speaker support for generating conversations, and even a thinking mode for complex queries. This is light years ahead of Siri or Alexa. This next development could literally change how the internet works. Cloudflare, which powers 20% of all websites, just became the first major infrastructure company to block AI scrapers by default. But here's the brilliant part. They're launching a marketplace called Pay Per Crawl, where websites can charge AI companies for scraping their content. Publishers set their rates, AI companies decide if they want to pay. It's like a stock market for web content. Major publishers like Condé Nast, Time, and the Associated Press are already on board. Why does this matter? Because AI companies have been scraping the internet for free, training their models on everyone's content without compensation. Cloudflare found that OpenAI's crawler scraped websites 1,700 times for every one referral it sent back. That's a terrible deal for publishers. In a surprising twist, Huawei just open-sourced 2 of its Pangu AI models, including a massive 72 billion parameter model. But here's the catch. They're optimized for Huawei's own Ascend AI chips. This is genius strategy. By giving away the software for free, they're creating demand for their hardware, especially important since US sanctions prevent them from accessing NVIDIA chips. It's the classic, give away the razor, sell the blades model, but for AI. These aren't toy models either. Pangu is being used for everything from weather forecasting with the European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts to financial services platforms. And with models ranging from 7 billion to over 1 trillion parameters, they're playing at every level of the AI game. Okay, this last story is absolutely insane. Lovable, a Swedish startup that lets anyone build apps without coding, is about to raise $150 million at a nearly $2 billion valuation. They only launched in November. The numbers are mind-blowing. They hit $1 million in revenue in 8 days, $50 million in 6 months, and now they're at $61 million ARR with 130,000 paying customers. One app built on their platform made $3 million in just 48 hours. This vibe coding movement, where you just describe what you want in plain English and AI builds it, is exploding. Lovable's competitor Anysphere is valued at $9 billion, and Windsurf just got acquired by OpenAI for $3 billion. We're witnessing the democratization of software development in real time. Before we wrap up, here are some other AI tools making waves. Native Mind, a browser extension that runs open-source AI models locally on your computer. No cloud needed. Vibe Code, a mobile app that builds mobile apps without code. Meta, right? SkyLD AI raised $300 million for creating generalist robot policies. Apple considering Anthropic or OpenAI to power the next version of Siri, potentially ditching their own models. The AI landscape is moving at warp speed, and these tools are just the tip of the iceberg. All right, Tech Fam, that's a wrap on today's AI News Roundup. We covered China's trillion-yuan robot fund, mysterious AI devices from OpenAI, Gemini taking over our cars, the internet getting a new business model, and billion-dollar valuations for companies that barely existed last year. The pace of AI development is absolutely staggering, and we're just getting started. Which development excites you the most? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. If this video blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next update. Trust me, with the speed things are moving, you don't want to fall behind. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep riding the AI wave. Peace out.